The 4.0 program offers 10 levels for students to enter into. The lowest level is the equivalent to the April level, Sprout 2. The highest level offered is Albatross Plus, and that is 6 levels above Junior Master 2. The majority of 4.0 levels offered around Vietnam fall into the mid-level category, being Terra, Bridge, and PAR. Often when a Junior Master class is finished, they level into 4.0 following their April classes. As the Vietnamese market is dominated by IELTS, you can see the IELTS approximated levels for the students that are above Birdie on here. To give some range for you guys, the students would need a level 6 in IELTS to attend an English or American speaking university. So you can clearly see the path that the students need to take all the way from Sprout 2 in order to be able to get into those higher education departments across the globe. The level comparison chart shows the alignment for students within the 4.0 program versus Cambridge, IELTS, April, and TOEFL. The TOEFL Junior, you'll see over here, and then you'll see the TOEFL over here. There are 2 TOEFL categories. The TOEFL Junior prepares students for the TOEFL examination over here. You can see from the chart that the low and the mid levels will focus on the TOEFL Junior, whilst the more advanced levels such as Eagle, Albatross, and Albatross Plus will focus on the real TOEFL examination preparation. You don't need to worry too much about these alignments. However, it is good for you to be able to see the IELTS and TOEFL comparison to gauge what level your students are currently working at. The APEX program was developed to support students learning all the way from Caterpillar 1 here, all the way to Albatross Plus up here. But you might notice that there is some overlap here in the middle from Mega to Bridge with Sapling 1 all the way to Junior Master 2. The reason for this 4.0 and April crossover reflected within the chart is down to a few things. The first one is student age. 4.0 topics often tend to be more mature and targeted towards older students. So if you're a 10-year-old and you're in Junior Master 2, the class material for Bridge may be a little bit challenging for you, and it might not be suited to what you're doing in school at the moment. So because of that, you would stay in Junior Master 2 instead of entering Bridge. So the Bridge level here would then be aimed at around 13 years onwards, as opposed to Junior Master that does look at more 10-year-old to 13-year-old levels. The second reason is student learning preferences. As the 4.0 program focuses more upon the critical thinking skills and the problem solving, the method of learning isn't suited to every student out there. So the different skills approach also has an influence over what level the students go into, whether they go into April or into 4.0. Not every student is comfortable with using the skills and are more comfortable with the ESL structure that they've been learning in April already. However, we do have a lot of students that like the challenge of 4.0, so they like coming over to look at things in a different way, to think more analytically than what they've done in their previous lessons. And the last one, and probably the most important reason, is parent preference. So with all of the other stuff in mind with student learning, the parents have the option here to decide what class their student should enter, and they also get to choose what learning method flow the students pick. Some parents prefer the structure of the April program, whilst others think it's more important to focus on the critical skills in 4.0, as it is tailored more towards students that are going away for university, and it is more tailored towards project and creativity thinking learning, as opposed to structured ESL classroom. So that's why the crossover happens between these levels.